Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Markets crashing today, and one stock that we're watching very closely is doing the opposite, pumping. Gorilla, GRRR, is pumping today while the overall markets are going down. Studio is very, very red. We're waiting to buy some more. Why is it going down? It's the last day of tax harvesting today, so not a surprise really. Markets driving it down to take it back up again. Very, very exciting, and we're going to cover all of this plus our Gorilla pump. Now, if you are an investor in Gorilla, you should be very excited to know that we do have the CEO on our show very, very shortly. It's going to be live on our show. I'm going to bring that to you in a few moments' time. I'm going to share with you the link. So let me do that right now. In a few days' time, December the 31st, the CEO, CFO are going to be live on our show, and I want to share with you all of that right now. So this is what we've got. Some videos I've just put out. Let me share with you in case you've missed this. The last few days, last few minutes, we just put out this, my size pump, latest news on this stock. This has just happened a few moments ago. This is the interview, the introduction to the interview. If you go on the homepage of the channel, select latest videos, you will see the interview is right there. That is our information on this interview. You might want to tune into this, okay? We also had an analysis update. What sparked this whole thing was we did an analysis right there for Gorilla. It went viral. We had like 14,000 views within like 1 minute. It's 19,000 views right now. And there were some figures in there that were not accurate. But by the way that the company reports, it's not the information I gave was incorrect. It was just the way the company report to those platforms. So the company reached out to me, the CEO watched some of my analysis and wanted to be on the show. That sparked an update. We had a press release given to us, updated information, which we reported in this here. And then we set up this interview. We explain what we're going to do in the interview. That's here. And if you go to the homepage of the channel and you look on the homepage, you will see in a couple of days' time, there we are live right now with the pump for Gorilla because it is pumping, but we have the event itself. It's a members only event, so members can ask exclusive information and so on and so forth. So there you go. There is the interview itself. And this will be members only. You might want to be a member of the channel and ask questions. You can call in. You can be on the screen with the CEO. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really great. That's why we always bring these as members exclusive events. So that's coming up in just a couple of days' time. In fact, in December the 31st, 9 a.m. Can you afford to miss that one? I don't think so if you are an investor in Gorilla. But right now, the overall market is going down. I'm going to keep that on the screen so we can refer to that. Everybody that's watching me on the extra channel, now join me on the main channel. Please do pop on in to the main channel. You are watching behind the scenes right now. What you want to be doing is watching me on the main channel, or you can stay there if you want. It's absolutely fine. If you want the behind the scenes look, there's nothing wrong with that. Right, it's the Friday phone-in as well. So we're going to open up the phone lines because today not only are we talking about Gorilla pumping, but we're also looking at the best dividend stocks of 25. And we've got Fight Channel here, late for the last phone-in of the year. I'm not late. Well, I technically am, I suppose, because doing so many things at once. But the Friday phone-in, the phone lines are open. Let me give it open to all. It's a members-only Friday phone-in. Here it is. There it is. And Gorilla's going again. There is the link if you want to call in. It's a Friday phone-in. Every Friday we have these phone-ins, and we're going to talk about the best dividend stocks of 2025. I've got a list for you that I want to go through, and I'm sure Fight Channel will call in and have his opinions on that as well. All right, good. Now then, let me keep my eye open for what's going on. We're watching extra channel. Please jump in the main channel. AP Crush, no idea what that means. Welcome to you. Lovely to have you here. I think you're one of a guest, aren't you? Yes, first time. Let's have a look. That's there. I'm just making sure everything is streaming as it should be. It is. We've got a poll that we're running at the moment as well with GRRR as well. I'll be bringing that to you in a moment, so stand by for that. The market is going down. We want to keep our eye on it. Keeps on selling. Got to give it another hour yet before I start thinking about buying it, but I probably will. Let me see what the latest news is. Nothing yet I want to report on. Top dividend stocks, I've got that lined up for the Friday phone-in. We talked about my size earlier. Okay, we don't need, we'll keep that for a minute. Okay, looking good. Looking really good. Okay. Let me bring all the comments on the screen. Good morning, Mike, Steve Wally. Late for the last phone-in of the year. Well, technically, I suppose I am, but we're live here now. AP crush. No idea what that means. Anyway, it's going down. S&P is now. S&P is down 1.5% now. Now we're down on the month. Now we're getting close. Now we're getting close to buying some more. Now we're getting close. 545. Last time I bought this was 533. Quite a lot cheaper than it is today. So we're not there yet. But I like it because if I can buy 7, that can take me over my threshold. But I'm going to do that on Monday anyway. I'm going to do that on the 1st of January anyway, 4 days time. So we'll just keep our eye on it. If it keeps going down, then absolutely we have to do it. Anyway, let's bring Fight Channel on. It's a Friday phone-in. Our first guest. We can have 10 guests on the screen. Let's bring in Fight. Good morning, sir. How are you today? Lovely to have you here. Are you well?
I'm doing great. I love the red days.
You love the red? Absolutely. We all love the red days. Let me just tweak you a little bit. So I'll just zoom into there and jodle you over. There you go. Spot on. Yeah, this is quite, it's gaining speed now, down 1.36. But we've had such a rally, we can't just jump on it straight away. But I am keen to move into that higher threshold, as you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't mind doing that, but because I'm about to buy on the 1st of January, don't want to go absolutely berserk.
You gotta save that money to transfer over to your brokerage. Your IRA.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to go berserk on it today, but it is a good little sell-off though. Down 1.38. You'll like today's Friday phone-in Fight because I'm going to be talking about the best dividend stocks of 2025. I'm sure you'll have a great insight onto that. We're down 1.38 now. My portfolio will be down 2.63. Look at that. Huge drop today. Huge drop today because, of course, it doubles because of margin, but that's okay. That's the way it works. GRRR is pumping today. It's just pulled back a little bit, but we are paying close attention to the S&P 500 today. It's not going low enough for me just yet, but this is tax loss harvesting going on right now. That's what's happening. Do you agree with that, Fight?
Yeah, today's the last day for that.
Yeah, so it goes down before it buys back, right?
Yep. A lot of ETFs are rebalancing their sheets, especially Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods balance all the time. Rebalance. They'll buy stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm buying this. They say no 2 days later. I sold all that.
Yeah, I know. I can't stand Kathy Wood. I really can't. I just can't find anything nice to say about her. I know you always look for the positive, but I just don't like her. She just says anything. I wish everyone would. Well, we do record it all because it's all on YouTube, but I wish people would just, think about what she says because she just eternally, manipulates everyone. I just don't know how she gets away with it, quite frankly, but there you go. Anyway, it's going down, and when do you think it will stop, Fight? Midday?
I think today will be the last day. I think since next week, we got Monday, full day, then half a day on Tuesday. I mean, I hate these. We're banking holidays right there on
Yeah,
them.
I just want to get back to work. I want to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after next week, we go back to normal. But the following week, we get banking holiday on a Monday, Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, another one. Okay.
Or 2 weeks after.
Somewhere
in there.
There's always a holiday somewhere, isn't there? There's always somebody having a break. Reminds me of like is it CNBC, ABC, I think it is. David Muir, he does the evening news or whatever he does, and he'll have a news story, and it'll go to a break. He'll come back just to say goodbye. It's like you had a break. I came back to you, and you went, "Thank you very much, good night," and then you go to a break. Why didn't you just do that in the first place? Just to get another set of ads in. It's like, we came back just so you could say goodbye. I mean, I don't need to see that, do I? Oh, it drives me mad.
Just say goodbye and put in double ads afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Friday phone in. Let's hope we get a nice audience today. Rivian's down 5.1%. Everything's going down. Tesla's just gone down. I'm just seeing if I'm able to get this. So I'm on the fence because it's going down since I last bought. Obviously, I've put more. I got my dividends. 693 last night of a VU, which was great. Well, yeah, last night. It was actually 7:45 last night, Central Time. I got paid last night, a little bit later.
I think my dividends are after 9 o'clock last night.
9 o'clock?
Yeah, it was after 9 o'clock.
Quite late. Yeah, I think mine was 7:45 when it came through on mine.
Robinhood sluggish. That's all.
I don't know what it is. But
now
anyway.
I get dividends again today. Now I get dividends again on Monday for the last of the year.
Lovely. Is it showing support now? Is it showing? Was that the bottom? Was that the bottom? Because now people will start to buy back. At some point today, they'll start to buy back. I didn't buy any more because I'm going to take... See, I always want to accumulate more stock. I mean, ultimately, I want to accumulate more and more stock, obviously, as we go. However, at the moment, I'm $2,000 away from that 100 threshold where I get an interest rate cut of 0.25%. I give myself basically a Fed cut. It's great. It's like being the Fed for myself. I give myself a pay cut. Or a pay rise, if you want to put it that way, interest cut. But I'm about to spend 8,000 anyway, or 8,500 if it might be that. So that's going to take me comfortably over anyway. So it's not like I need to do it straight away. But it's a nice little dip. If it went down another %, I would do it. I would do it because the channel, my YouTube channel is growing to increase income, so I can manage all of this, so it's fine. I got
to fix my margin. I got my margin flipped. I got more buying power than I do have buffer.
Do you?
Yeah, I got to switch that around. I need more buffer than I do buying power.
Yeah, you do.
It's like $5,000 difference.
Have you noticed when you keep buying certain assets, good quality assets with low maintenance?
Yeah, you have to have the low maintenance. Well, where I got messed up at, because I had one with low maintenance, and Robinhood changed it to a 68, from 25 to 68.
Oh, they adjusted it because they can do that at any point. People just remember that.
If it's a risky one, they will do that.
Yeah, they're not going to do that with the S&P, but yeah, that's right. You can suddenly find your margin maintenance line has shifted because they've just reclassified something. Yeah, that can definitely happen.
The way I'm going to fix it is put more money into the 25 maintenance ones to build it back up.
How do you put more money to individual stocks? How do you do that?
No, you buy the one with the lowest maintenance fees on it.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm with you.
So
yeah, that would do it.
Maintenance requirement. I'm putting no more money into that one.
That would do it.
But I use it to put money into the 25 maintenance requirement.
Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, sorry, I just cut you off there. I beg your pardon. Didn't mean to do that. I lost the last couple of seconds of your voice. Sorry. I was just looking back at the S&P. It's still going down, and GRRR is trying to rally again. We had a really good pump this morning, all the way up to 20%, pull back 6%, but it's going again, and it's going again probably because the market is trying to find the bottom today and go, okay, we're done. I'm waiting for it. It tried to go there. It's going down again. I'm going to wait for it. If we can get another 0.5%, that's a 2% drop today. I probably, because ultimately I want to own more S&P. Absolutely. But on a drop like this, I will. But let me just see what Coca-Cola is doing, because that's an interesting one for me. That's up today, 0.5%, but again, still down overall.
Of course, it's going to be up.
Yeah, but it's only up a little bit.
That goes up. J&J goes up. That's what people put their money into right now. Then tomorrow, Monday could be the opposite.
Yeah,
Coke be down, J&J be down, S&P 5.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening today. J&J is also up, like you say. Martin Luther King holiday is the second week in January. Thank you, Tim Rogers. Yassine, good morning. What is the goal for GRRR? Well, I'm going to keep my my opinion to myself as I'm going into a quiet period, because I'm about to interview the CEO, and I don't want to give any influence what I think before I speak to the CEO and the CFO live on the show on the 31st. I want to be completely impartial as we are now going into interview periods, an interview show. So I want to do that. Margin is like a credit card, not good unless you have money. No,
it's better than a credit card. It's better
than a credit card. I agree. Why do you say that, Fight? And I'll tell you why I say it.
Well, because they take it out. It's cheaper at one point. Credit card's 24%. This is only 5.5 or 6% wherever you're at. I mean, that's a lot of difference here. Credit card, you don't. If you pay your credit card when it's due, you got to pay interest rate of 24%. Here, if I lower my margin down a month before they pay it, I pay it at the beginning of the month. That means I pay less margin. Then when I pay that margin off, I could raise it up again, pay it off. I mean, it's cheaper.
Correct. Margin is revolving rather than monthly. It's a daily thing. You can change it very, very quickly. But for me, my main point that margin isn't a credit card is if you buy something on your credit card, you're buying a liability, because whatever you buy on a credit card, I'm pretty certain is going to go down in value. You're buying a product, an item, a new iPhone, a pair of shoes, which are worth nothing now. They provide you with a service, but that's it. They are ultimately a liability, a depreciating asset. Whereas you use margin to buy an asset you expect to go up. So it's a very, very different thing. As far as I know, you can't buy stocks on credit cards. I mean, you can borrow money to put in your brokerage, but you can't go out and just buy the S&P on your credit card. You have to take cash to do that. But no, the credit cards are for buying depreciating assets, liabilities ultimately. And margin is designed to buy assets you expect to increase in value over time. I don't know anything you'd expect to increase in value over time, and unless you thought you could buy a painting or something, or some piece of sculpture. But
also, I look at margin the way I use other people's money for. I could buy the future of my dividends. I'm already claiming my dividends in the future before I even get there. I mean, I'm buying low when I'm using my margin, and when I get to the dividend dates, I'm getting paid all the time. I can pay that back off.
Correct. But Mike is right on one point. He says you have to have money. Yes, you have to have the engine. Absolutely. Unless you are using margin. But remember, you can't use margin on your IRA. You can't borrow money on a tax-free account, obviously, because that would be insane. If we could all do that, can you imagine? The market would go berserk. It'd be like, all right, I'm going to borrow $1 million and I'm going to trade all the time. Right. But, yeah, that wouldn't work. But, you have to have, if you're not going to sell like me, you have to have income coming in. But my dividend payouts now are just about covering my interest now, because my rates are going down. Not quite, but I'm very, very close to it now. So this is why today, if I can get another discount, knowing what I'm going to be earning. Oh, it's going down further. This is good. And knowing what I'm going to earn for December, get paid in January, this is good for me. But I mean, margin has a place. It allows me, because I have my engine, which is what we start from. You have to have the engine, the income. I'm building my business like everyone should do. Everyone works, everyone earns money, and I'm buying the future prices. If I, with that 100 margin I'm just touching, I would have to go several years to be able to buy those prices. Well, in several years, the market's going to be up. I'm going to be paying a very, very inflated price from where it is today. Well, I don't want to do that. And because I'm 55 years of age, I don't have 50 years ahead of me. I want to buy today's prices, because if I'm going to retire one day in my 70s, that's like 15 years, 15 years. Bloody hell, really? Is that all it is?
Yeah. I only got 13 I had to get to 70. What are you talking about?
Wow. Oh, really? I'll be 57. I'll be in 15 years. I'll be 70. Yeah, I will. Ooch, ouch, ooh, ow. Yeah, okay. Clang, bang, crash wallet. Let's carry on. So I haven't got the time to earn the money for the future, because in the future, that's when I need it. And if I'm buying it in the future, I'm buying it for what its value is today. I haven't got time for it to grow. So that's what I'm doing. But I can only do it because I've got income and I'm investing in myself. Now you could argue, and I often sit down and think, the amount you've got now, just stop buying now and just focus on margin and never buy again. No matter what dip you get, never buy again. Thing is, my business is growing. My income is growing, so of course it's relative. Like if you've got $1 billion portfolio, $1 million margin is nothing. It's relative, still 50. But if you're keeping it around that 55%, the risk is there. The risk management is there. There's no issue there really. Anyway.
And also on the interest, you can write that off on taxes too.
It is a taxable expense.
Compared to credit cards, you can't.
You can't write off the credit card interest?
I don't think so.
I think you can as a self-employed person. You can. I don't know. As I think you're right. As an employed person, you can't write that off. Correct. If as an employed person who has a regular job, tax is taken out at source, you can't then write that off. No, you're right there. But as a self-employed person who owns their own business, who employs themselves, any expense to your business is an expense that you can put against tax. Yeah, it's different. See, if you're an employed person, you are at the end of the year putting expenses against what you've already paid. But as a business, I haven't paid any tax. This is how they assess my tax. So they look at my income, they look at my expenses, that gives my profit, and my profit is then taxed. So it's different. Yeah, there are advantages with being self-employed in that regard.
I'm self-employed. I gotta go out shopping. I need to get some new pair of pants I need to go buy before the end of the year.
And you can claim on that.
Write-off. Yeah,
that's an expense. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I need pants to wear to go see people drop their alcohol off.
Exactly. There's a perfect way of looking at it. If you work for, if you have a regular job and you work for somebody, you can't. At the end of the year, you've already paid your tax. You're hoping your CPA or accountant might be able to get you some money back for whatever. But you won't be able, because if you've done charitable donations, there's things like that you can get back. But if you've bought a pair of pants, that's not a tax deductible thing. You're not a business. You can't do that. But so it works differently for you. But a self-employed person like me and Fi, if I buy a camera, if I buy equipment, if I buy another suit, everything associated with me operating is regarded as a taxable expense, which it kind of everything in the end. It's kind of everything in the end. My CPA even allows a certain amount of food. Not a whole of the food, but she allows a percentage because she goes, okay, you're on a meeting or you've met a client or you're at work while eating, stuff like that. So there's a percentage, and there's space in your home you can rent as a studio. So part of the house is business, but you've got to leave that to your CPA. That gets a bit complicated. I don't really get involved in all of that, but anyway, that is what it is. Let me read.
Most of your office by your square footage of your office.
Yes.
Then you can write off.
Yes. So Joe Buddy says mortgage interest can be written off. No, I don't know. No, you can't. If you're an employed person and a regular employed person, your tax is taken out at source. You can't claim for your mortgage. No, that's your personal living expenses. It's not you're operating as a business. You can't, and neither can I as a business person. However, if I have commercial premises, then I can. If I bought, I currently trade out of our home, but if I rented an apartment or rented a studio, a commercial property, then purchasing that, renting that, mortgaging that is a business expense. But it absolutely is not. You cannot claim your mortgage because that's a personal expense. That is not a business deduction. Investing strategy depends on your age, risk tolerance, resources, cash, and health, says Tim Rogers. Spot on. Credit card finance charges are no longer tax deductible. Credit card finance charges are no longer tax deductible. If you own a business, you can, as they are lines. Yes, correct. There you go. That's what we just said. If you run a business and you buy stuff to run your business and the equipment you buy is tax deductible. But I want to say this because this comes across as too easy, and people often say this and get this misunderstood. If you are a regular person like me, a single sole trader, I know I'm an LLC and it sounds all grand. I'm a corporation, but that's just, the US government, making me sound important. I'm just a single man. I'm just a single man paying myself, right? Yes, I'm a limited corporation. I sound like Apple or something, but I'm just me paying me, right? That's all I am, right? Nothing special there whatsoever. So, and people misunderstand this because my friends say it. Oh, why don't you buy that new computer? You can just write it off against tax. Oh, yeah, that's what big businesses do all the time. Let me explain how that works. If you are a big business, if you're Apple, all right, and you're a proper business, all right, and you have hundreds of thousands of employees, and the CEO is an employee too. He's employed by the company. He might be a shareholder and own half the company or whatever, but he's an employee. He gets paid a salary, a wage or whatever, or maybe he gets paid in stock options, but that doesn't matter. The point is, he's an employee of the company. The company's money is not his. Yes, in a way, because we're all shareholders, we own the profits. Yes, but it's not his personal income, right? When iPhone sell an iPhone today, that money doesn't go. Yes, we all end up benefiting from it because the stock goes up, yada, yada, yada. But when they take the money, when it goes through the till, the cash register, it goes in the bank of Apple, not in the bank of Martyn or Fight Channel or Tim Cook, right? It goes in the bank of Apple. And then Apple pay out people's wages, salaries, dividends, bonuses, benefits, yada, yada, yada. But it's Apple's money. So if you've got a big business, loads of money, thousands of employees, it's true that Tim Cook could say, I'm buying a new computer today for my really fancy office, and it's not going to cost me any money because I'm going to write it off against the business. Correct. That is correct. It's a business expense, but he gets a nice new computer and life feels good. Life feels good because there he is with his nice new computer sat on his desk, and it kind of feels free. In a way, it's not costing him personally. However, that doesn't work for the normal person like me and Fight Channel because we are individual, single businessmen, own our own business, and we are the business, right? Now, this is where it gets really stupid, right? And I want to explain this because when I came to America, here's the nonsense coming in right now. So if someone turns around to me and says, Martyn, just write it off against tax, you can have that new computer for free. Yeah, I can, I guess. But the business that I own, which is only me, doesn't get it for free. Because if the business earns $10,000 this year and my computer is $5,000, I've spent 50% of this year's income from the business. We go, okay, well, that's all right. It's not your business. The business employs you, right? You've still got your wages. Correct. I've still got my salary. I get my wages. I pay myself. However, because I'm the only person who owns the business and it's only me, that's my money. Doesn't go to anybody else. I don't pay dividends to anybody else. It's just me. So if I write things off against the business, I've written them off against myself because I'm the only person. Okay, it doesn't. I can put it as a taxable expense, but remember, if I buy a computer for $5,000 and I spend half of my salary, half of the income, half of the revenue for this year, I spend half the money. Right? All that happens is my tax bill doesn't come down by half. What happens is I've made $10,000. I've spent $5,000. I've got a profit of $5,000. 20% on $5,000 is my tax bill because I've got so my profit is less. So I use the expense to reduce my profit to pay less. But I still spent the $5,000. It's gone. Okay. So that's important. But here's something I want to tell you about, which is the stupid part of it. In England, as a self-employed person, I'm not called an LLC. We don't have that classification. We have just sole trader partnership, if it's me and Fight going in together, like a family business or whatever, or a limited company if you want to be all fancy like I was with One Night in Vegas. But essentially, I'm a sole trader, right? I put all my money in my business account and I just pay myself. The money that's in there is mine. I just pay myself whatever I want. I just go out and buy stuff. I don't have a wage. I don't have a salary. I don't need it because the money's all mine. Just like Fight Channel. He goes to work. He does a job. He gets paid. The money's his. The money's in his account. He's got a credit card for the account. He buys what he needs, right? In America, it doesn't quite work that way, though. If you're an LLC, which is what I am, for tax reasons, it's a good idea for me to be an LLC, I have to have what's called payroll. I have to pay myself an official system of paying myself. I can't just take money out, even though I do. I do all the time. Every single day, I just buy stuff from my account, and that's okay. That's just called business expenses, right? But I can't just have that, even though that would be all I need. I have to legally have payroll. And this is where it gets really stupid in America, right? In England, I don't have payroll. I just pay myself whatever I like. I don't pay myself. I just spend it to buy whatever I want. Whatever bill I want comes out of my account. In America, if you're LLC, you legally have to have a payroll. And as of yet, I've not been able, unless someone can tell me, and no one's been able to tell me, including my CPA and every business person I've ever spoke to, I've never been able to find a better way to do it myself for free. I actually pay someone, and this sounds really stupid, right? Because they asked me, what's your wages? I said, what's the lowest I can pay myself? Just what's the lowest I can pay myself? Because I just spend what I need anyway. I don't need to pay myself 10 grand a month wages. Just what's the lowest? They said, well, you could get away with $100 a quarter. That's it then. That's my wages. That's my payroll. So I pay myself $100 a quarter. But here's the stupid bit. I've got to pay them a $100 fee every quarter to manage my payroll. How mental is that? Now, the reason for that is they provide government documents. They register every quarter. I could do it every week, every month, but then it costs more. This is the cheapest way of me doing it. And remember, I'm not doing it to give myself a wage. I'm just doing it to apply, by the rules. So every quarter. So on the 31st, 3 days from now, I'm going to be paying from my Martyn Lucas LLC to Martyn Lucas private account $100. They're going to take $100 to do it. That's their fee, the minimum they can charge, because it's just the way I've got it is the minimum it can be. And then they also pay on my behalf. They take out of my bank account. They take out the tax, Social Security. So I'm legal. I've paid my taxes, I've paid my Social Security, which means one day I'm able to claim the pension in the US. Obviously, it'd be very low because I haven't paid much in, but that gives me that entitlement, right? And they handle all of those fluctuating tax numbers that might go up or down. I don't think about it. Don't worry about it. It just happens every quarter. And that's how that works. But isn't that ridiculous that I've got to pay someone to do that? Now, I believe there may be some software, some accounting software that allows you to, like Sage or something like that might allow me to do payroll for myself. But as I understand it, it's a lot more expensive because I don't require an accounts package, and it's an additional part of an accounts package. So it'd be even more expensive. So this, to me, so far, is the cheapest way of doing it, and I have to do that. Now, there are some downsides to paying yourself $100 a quarter. When COVID hit and everyone was getting stimulus checks based upon their income, I got the basic stimulus check. I got that $1,500, just like everybody else, because I'm a taxpayer. But there was other money being given to businesses to help businesses. And when I showed them how much I was earning, they said, you fall below the threshold. And I went, how can I be too poor to get help? That doesn't make any sense. That's what they told me. If I was paying myself 10 grand a month, I would have got loads of money. Leah said, oh, isn't that a shame that you missed out on that? I said, yeah, I know. If I was paying myself 10 grand a month, I would have got a big load of money. But I was earning too little to get help, assistance. And there was all sorts of benefits and loans and stuff like that. But yeah, isn't that crazy? I wasn't poor. I was too poor to get help. Anyway, there you go. God bless America. Try and work that out. But anyway, quite funny, isn't it? But yeah, so if anyone knows how I can pay myself less. So anyway, we talked about all of this because of taxes and so on and so forth. Money isn't free. You can't just write stuff off and it's free for a sole trader like me or Fight. It's our real money. And if we raid the business bank, we're just raiding it from ourselves. And that computer I bought for my desk would not be free. It would literally cost money. Yeah, Mike saying QuickBooks. Yes, QuickBooks does do payroll, but I think you have to have a package that then would be more expensive than me paying the $100 a quarter. If I'm wrong, please tell me and I can stop, because I hate paying these bloody people. Now, do you do payroll, Fight?
Oh, no, mine's all paid through DoorDash, Uber, or Lyft. Don't bother me one bit.
So you're an employed person. You work directly for them.
Yeah, no, they pay me. I'm an independent contractor.
Right.
And they pay me, and they don't take no taxes out. They just send me, and at the end of the year, they send me my tax forms.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. You don't work for yourself. No, you don't.
I'm an independent contractor.
Hang on a minute.
Independent contractor, you work for yourself.
So you do have, yeah, of course you do. That's what I am. I work for my, hang on a minute. Yeah. As a self-employed person, you work for yourself, so you subcontract to other people. Mm-hmm. Hang on. Yeah. But there's two parts of this. Yes, I subcontract to other people like you do, but I also am employed by Martyn Lucas LLC. You're not a corporation, are you? You're a sole no, that's why. I could go stuff being a corporation, fire myself because there's no company anymore. There's no company. Just dissolve it. Don't work for myself. And I just work like you as a contractor for other people. Yeah, I do that. So if you rung me up and said, could you play at my wedding? I charge you $100. I've contracted, you contracted me, right? That's what you do for DoorDash. But I also work for Martyn Lucas LLC. I work for that company. I'm an employee. That's why I have to have payroll. And my accountant, my CPA in America, said, for the way you operate and what you do, it's better from a tax point of view to be a corporation. I'm sure you've sought advice and they've told you it's best for you to be what you are. Everyone's got their own different reasons why they should be what they are, right? And that's what I am. There you go.
This question from Mike, I don't understand. Fight Channel. Then don't wear those pants while you're at work, ain't at work during delivering product. I don't wear pants while I'm not at work. I'll wear shorts around the house. I mean, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the nonsense. Let me tell you, it's all the nonsense. Basically, folks, I'll tell you now, every single thing I buy is a tax deductible expense. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a way to say it. It doesn't. Everything I buy, if I went out today and bought a new hair clippers for my hair, that's it. You go, well, that's personal. Just cutting your hair. I've got to look good on. I've got to be presentable. It doesn't matter. I mean, literally everything. Literally everything. I mean, there's nothing that my CPA doesn't put through. Everything.
Another question. This one's to you, Martin. This is from the Classic Card Nut. What would happen to you in the market for you to lose through your margin purchase? World War III, basically.
Correct. He's right. Yeah. Good question, Classic Kana. Let me sort of go into that and explain that. So when you use margin, you are borrowing the brokerage's money. It's their money, not your money. Their money to buy stocks. Why do you do that? Well, because you are buying an asset which you expect to go up in the future at today's prices. So you calculate that and you go, okay, it's costing me, because they don't do it for free. It's not a gift. They charge you an interest. Well, right now, the interest on Robinhood is the lowest of pretty much every margin broker in the world. It's like 5. I'm currently paying, I think, 5.5. I could go down to 5.25 today if I spend $2,000 more. Do I expect the S&P to make more than 5% a year? Well, yeah. If I didn't, there'd be no point buying it. But you can. People say, well, the S&P only does 10% a year. That's for those who buy it at the beginning and wait the year on average. If you buy macro dips, you can amplify that. You've seen me do it. So for me, it's a calculated risk. It's not free money. It's not risk-free. However, every business borrows money. Do Apple need debt? No, they could pay the debt off tomorrow. They have debt. The reason why Apple have debt is because they borrowed money at a rate to make more money than the cost of borrowing the money. Simple as that. They don't need to, but they have opportunities presented to them, enabling them to make a higher percentage than it cost them to borrow the money. That's why they have debt. A lot of businesses keep debt on their books for tax reasons as well. Same as me. Okay, so I use margin to buy stocks. Now, I wouldn't use margin to buy Binky Bonk or some extremely volatile, no value to it stock. That would be gambling. That would be like borrowing money on my credit card, walking into the casino and putting my money on black and hoping I win so I can pay my credit card off. That would be gambling on steroids and Russian roulette. Every barrel's got a bullet in it apart from one. The chance of you losing are extremely likely, but you might get lucky. But if you don't get lucky, you die. But also, and if you've not yet seen this Classic Kana, I've got 2 videos. If you go into YouTube search, Martyn Lucas Investor, type in margin and margin call, 2 videos explaining in full detail about this. I haven't got time to go into it detail now. But when you buy an asset with margin, there are different assets at different risks. Some have 100% margin maintenance. I'll talk about that briefly in a moment. Some have as low as 25. The S&P 500 is 25%. What that means is the brokerage have regarded that as a low-risk asset. It's very unlikely to cause you a problem, so the cost of borrowing to buy that is less. It's exactly the same as a credit score. If you've got a really great credit score, I've got a perfect credit score in the US and the UK, I will pay less for things. My rates to borrow money are less. If you've got a really bad credit score, they'll charge you more. Same reason. You're of a higher risk to them, so they're going to charge you more to borrow money. Same as buying a risky stock. The higher the risk, the higher the interest to pay it. Okay? So now you understand what that is. But you're saying what happens, and if it goes down, what happens to you? Well, it's called a margin call. Now, if the stock that I have bought with my margin, which is all of it really, goes down, When the markets go up, first of all, I am basically doubling the up. When it goes down, I double the down. Why is it double? It doesn't have to be double. It's double for me because I'm 50% margin, 50% cash. I've got my own money in there. It's not Robinhood doesn't say, you haven't got any money, but don't worry, we'll give you $1 million to buy whatever you want. The more I put in, the more I can have. That's kind of like my credit score, if you like, with the brokerage. The more money I put in, the better I do, the more they trust me, the more they give me, essentially. However, they don't ever lose because you have bought stocks from them on their system. They can take them back whenever they want. Okay? Are they going to do that? No, they're not going to do that unless you default, like not paying the bills. And what I mean by that is if you buy an asset, for me, the S&P, on margin, it's my asset, but I've used their money to buy it, and they want to make sure they can get the money back. If that asset goes down in price, okay, it goes down double if I'm 50-50, like I am, because as I explained, you double the position, so you double the up, double the down. If it goes down, at some point, if it keeps going down, eventually you'll hit a margin maintenance line. The maintenance line means do some maintenance. It means fix the issue, fix the problem. Something's about to happen, we need you to fix it. Margin call doesn't mean suddenly the man's going to come around to your house, steal all your stocks, you've got zero, you're bankrupt, it's all over, and what a bad idea that was. That's not what happens. All you need to do is remain above the margin maintenance line. So as it goes down and down and down and down, and I've got a 50% buffer. In other words, the stock market has got to go down 50%. Do we see that happening? No, we don't. And remember, if we got a rate hike because of inflation going up, I would sell some of the stocks that I bought right at the bottom a long time ago. Let me just get rid of the notifications. There we go. Over Fight's face. So I would start selling some, and I would have plenty of profit, and I would be clearing margin. All you've got to do is as it falls down, 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 hits the margin maintenance line, just rise it above. And you can add $1 to do that, or sell a stock to do that, or whatever. You just got to decrease the risk. So add some cash, sell a stock. That's all you got to do. Now, when it hits the maintenance line, all it means is you've gone low, you've gone below by $1. Because you don't suddenly go from here down to here. You've gone from here, 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 here. You touch it, you're now down $1. You've only got to add $1, and that's it. Back to normal. And it doesn't happen all of a sudden. You can see yourself getting closer. You can see yourself getting closer. If I was at 49%, I'd be looking at adding more money or selling some stocks. In principle, fight, not literally, right? In principle. So I'm not going to suddenly wake up tomorrow morning and find myself 1% above the maintenance line. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to allow that to happen because I'm not going to go to sleep for 6 months or 6 years, right? I'm fully aware of that. I've got discipline. I'm watching what I'm doing. I'm paying attention. I'm focusing on earning money and managing the risk all the time. But the moment it goes below, nothing bad happens. You've got 24 hours by the end of the trading day just to bring it above the maintenance line. Nothing happens. That's not a margin call at all. You've hit the margin maintenance. Sort this out. Bring it up above $1. Nothing happens. No bad mark. No bad reputation. Robinhood doesn't say we don't like you anymore. You can't borrow any money anymore. Your credit score doesn't get affected. Nothing happens. You add $1, done. You sell a share, done. Finished. What if it continues to go down? Well, if it continues to go down and you do nothing and you sit on your ass and go, oh, I don't know what to do, eventually, not straight away, but eventually they'll go, we're going to sell a few shares. And they will sell the ones you bought first, the ones that are in profit, and boom, they'll sell a few shares. And in my case, because I buy a good asset that always increases over time, I'm not selling for losses. I'm not actually in any pain whatsoever, and I'm still making profit. I didn't lose any money. It suddenly goes above the margin maintenance line. They would stop selling. They're doing that to make sure they get the money back if you decided to turn your phone off and just sit on the beach and pay no attention. They've got to do that, right? It's their money. You borrowed it. That's the worst case scenario. Now, what if it went vroom in a second? Now, this is true. Meet Kevin once said this, you can go bankrupt on margin. And I said, no, you can't. And it was a bit of a backwards and forwards argument. Yes, you can. I said, no, you can't, right? Technically, you can. And let me explain how you can. If you bought an asset and suddenly, I don't know, Vladimir Putin says, I'm going to drop a bomb on America 3 o'clock this afternoon, World War III. I mean, what does it matter anyway what your stock does? But imagine some kind of story like that broke, I don't know, and the market went down 50% really quickly. Very, very rare, hardly ever happens. I don't know if it's ever happened in a few seconds. We've had flash crashes, big crashes. You know, we had the dot-com, we had the housing crisis, but they happened over days. They didn't happen in 1 second, right? But let's assume it went in 1 second before you could react. Worst possible imaginable apocalyptic moment. Vroom, 50%. If that happened, we've got bigger problems anyway, because something major like Armageddon has occurred and no one even saw it coming, right? Vroom. Then you've got no time to sell, right? So Robinhood would go, sell everything. I mean, not literally everything, but they would calculate what they needed to sell. It would sell it all to pay off your margin. And then effectively, you could be wiped out because you could owe them more than what your stock was worth. So technically, if the S&P tomorrow went to $1 from 545, where it is now, and we blinked and it went to $1, and I still owe 100, and I've only got an asset's worth $10, technically, I'm bankrupt because I owe Robinhood 100 grand, right? But is that going to happen on the S&P 500? Well, of course it isn't. That's never happened in the history of the world ever, right? So it's not going to happen. But it could happen if you use margin to buy some extremely, valueless, pointless stock. Yes, it could. Suddenly someone makes an announcement. It's all a scam. Vroom, zero, bang. Now you're bankrupt. So technically, yes. If you bought, but then having said that, that asset would have come with a very high maintenance line, which would have been triggered way before it went to zero anyway. So that's how it works. So, for me, it's a cost of business. It's not of a risk. It's managed. But as I think, what's his name? Comes into the chat a lot. He's in the chat right now. Where is he? Oh, Tim Rogers, who's a large investor, will often say, you can do it, Martyn, because you have discipline, you're organized. Not everyone is. Not everyone. Margin isn't right for everyone. You have to, first of all, have an income. No point just using it as free money, because it isn't free money. Also, if you're using margin, know when to buy and when not to buy. Know how much to go in. Don't just go, well, I've got 100 grand. Let's use all of it right now. I'll just spend every penny. Buy an asset which you know is going to go up, and so on and so forth. Dividend. Or a dividend that's going to give you an income, because if you've got a dividend income coming in and the dividend is more than the cost of the borrowing, obviously, then you can be using the dividend to be paying down the margin, reducing the position. Make sure that it does cover that. If you're making 5% a year on dividends and you're paying 5.25% to borrow it, well, obviously that doesn't really make much sense. You've got to make sure that the cost of borrowing is less than the reward. Yes, Fight?
Because I use $12,000 worth of margin. By the end of the month, I'll be paying $40. But I get over $2,000 worth of dividends a month.
Yeah.
And that's, in my instance, so, wait a minute, that's a no-brainer. I'm making over $2,000. Why not use margin if I'm only paying $40 worth of interest?
Yeah, that is true, but obviously, and there's a bigger story to that. Obviously, Fight has to also have the asset remain at a reasonable value. If the stock price of the asset was going down by more than what he was getting on a dividend, then that's not so good either. Obviously, when Fight talks about he spent $40 to make $2,000, that sounds great, as long as at least the asset went sideways or went down a little bit, but less than the difference between the 40 and the 2,000.
For dividend investing, you want your stock to go up a little bit and go sideways.
Yeah, exactly. That's simplifying it, but that's right. If you're earning X amount percentage, but your stock is going down by that percentage, it's not going anywhere. You're just getting money, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and basically that's what we say in England. Yeah, that's right. If your stock is going sideways, not really going up or down, but you're receiving a dividend, and it's a regular dividend, and it's always paying out, and it wants to show. It also wants to show at least an inflation increase over the year. Otherwise, technically, it's getting less. You need to think of that, and then work out how much it costs you to borrow that money to buy that asset. Then that's fine. Absolutely right. Me and Fight have different strategies. I use margin to buy a growth stock. It does give me an asset, a dividend, but that's a little tip for me. It's not really the reason why I buy it. It's so small. I mean, I earned $1.70 something on an asset I paid $545 for. So it's not a huge dividend, but I had 25, 30% growth, blah, blah, blah. So, I've got to look at it in a different way. But I hope that classic Kana, I hope that explains it all to you. Also, I'm just seeing historical stock market crash in the US occurred in 1929, 1987. Yeah. You're talking about the Great Depression. You're talking about the .com. You're talking about Black Monday, Black Wednesday. You're talking about, the housing crisis. Absolutely. You're talking about COVID. Absolutely right. Remember, though, another thing is when the market starts to sell off, it also expands the margin position as well, and help in a way that helps you with a good asset. Not a 100% maintenance requirement, doesn't, but on a good asset like the S&P with 25, I've noticed actually, if I am, let's say I am here today, and my margin maintenance line is here, right? That's where it is today. So I go from here to here, and I start having to do something. I have to do some maintenance, right? I've noticed that as the market drops on a good asset, the maintenance line just drops a little bit with it. Not in parity, obviously, otherwise it would never meet it, right? But it does go down, and then I've noticed the margin also just recalibrates as well. So I've noticed that having been margin call before, I've experienced it from all sides. I've seen it actually shift downwards as well, and you can go up very quickly as well just by adding a little bit of money or selling a stock as well. You can see that dramatically change. Particularly, Fight mentioned earlier about protecting his margin with paying off the higher rate or giving himself more margin by buying the lower rate. Both ways round. That's absolutely right. I've seen that. If you have a 90% asset or 100% maintenance asset and you sell that one, that can jump, the margin maintenance line jumps up quite a bit more than you normally would expect it to. So I hope that's a full explanation of it, the full detail of it. If you search Martyn Lucas Investor in YouTube search and look for margin and margin call, you will see a bit more detail. I go into it in much further detail, but I hope that answers your question. Gorilla is trying to come up again, which is looking good. We had a nice little rally this morning, a little pump. This is what the name of this show's about today, so we should be keeping a little bit of an eye on it. That was the story of the day. But it is the Friday phone-in. It's our last Friday phone-in of the year. We got our concert tonight. Of course, we're going to celebrate sort of post-Christmas, early New Year. The Friday phone line is open. If anybody wants to call in, you can. We can have up to 10 people on the show. There is the link. Members only, please. Have we got any more comments? Let's have a look. Did you see any comments I missed, Fight?
Not no worthwhile ones, no.
No.
Someone said they're going to join Ron Kitty when he comes back.
Yeah.
Why you going to follow that idiot?
Yeah, I don't know why people do it. Do what you want. We won't be doing that. I won't be doing that. If I want financial advice, other than what I'm discovering myself, I'm going to speak to a licensed financial advisor. I'm going to speak to somebody who can be bothered to show up on time. I think he went about an hour or 2 hours late when his last stream is. Wears a suit and a tie. Not that a suit and tie matter, but dressed as a clown covered in bandages wouldn't be my option on his last stream. and talk to somebody who's not in the stock that I want to know about, someone who's, learned. I mean, he has learned it. He's an actual financial investor, financial trader, qualified financial advisor as well, Roaring Kitty, but he broke all the rules with basically everything. And he's manipulating the stock. So no, I wouldn't be going to Roaring Kitty for advice so he can pump up the stock for himself. And but feel free to do that. I'm going to follow Roaring Kitty when he comes back. Great. I'm going to find the neighbor's dog and see if it wags its tail to the right, that means I buy. If it wags its tail to the left, I sell. I might as well do that. And if it poops on the floor, it means get out, the world's coming to an end. Do that if you want. Yeah. Can you sell high and buy low with margin? Can you sell high and buy low? You can do everything you can. All margin is you've used it's no difference. If I turn around to Fight and say, Fight, could you lend me $50? And he goes, yeah, Martyn, I'll give you $50. He sends me $50 and I just put it in my account and I buy stocks. All Fight wants to know is you're going to give me his $50 back and the agreed percentage that agreed upon when we set up the loan. But that's it. And do what I want. I can buy any stock I want. Yeah, I can sell high, buy low, and do what you want. Yeah. Nothing changes.
But why would you want to do that on your broker's account anyways?
Yes. Why would you?
Do it on your IRAs.
Do it on your IRA, tax-free.
I even did it yesterday on my IRA. Sold high, took profit. When it went down on ex-dividend date, got 5 extra shares.
That's right. Nishan Singh says, waiting for Mr. Kitty to give the command on GME. What's inside the present, Martyn? Nothing at all, really. I mean, there's no secret code here. Everyone thinks that he's a real genius and he's presenting secret information, and it's just, do you know all it is? I don't want to be rude, and I know people won't like this and they'll unsubscribe for this, but that's fine. I'm not going to pretend just to get your subscription. I'm really not. Roaring Kitty doesn't have any secret knowledge or anything, nothing unique. When he puts those images on X, and we showed them yesterday on our video, and they're secret messages, not secret messages, he sat on his phone, right? He finds a picture on YouTube on Twitter, one of the GIFs, one of the images. He didn't create it. He didn't design it. A little image, and he just sticks it on, and it's Christmas, and it's a Christmas box, and it's like, oh my God, what's he saying? He's saying nothing. He's trying to create confusion, trying to create curiosity, and it works. And he laughs, and he goes, oh my God, I'm going to have 1 million people watch me again when I sit covered in bandages, coming out of a cardboard box, and people go, he knows something. He doesn't know anything. People like to follow nonsense. And people will follow it because it sounds exciting and, I don't know, you're curious. Curiosity killed the cat, remember? And just be wary of all this nonsense. It's all nonsense. Do you think it's a matter of when, not if, we will have another market crash? We always have market crashes, absolutely, over time. They always occur. Is there a market crash about to occur now? No. Remember, when we had market crashes, we pretty much knew they were coming. There was reasons why. When we went into the Great Depression, right, we didn't wake up one morning and find ourselves in a Great Depression. We were in a recession. Things got worse and worse and worse and worse, and things were heading downwards for a while before we had the Great Depression. When we had the Second World War, the First World War, all these occasions, when we had the dot-com crash, we knew where that was going. Everything was overbought, so you don't chase the pump. That's why I buy when it goes down, not when it goes up. I don't buy speculative stocks. I buy the S&P. When we had the housing crisis, people were shorting against it, the great short. People knew what was going on. The people pumping it up knew what they were doing was bad. People that were shorting it knew what they were doing was bad. Did people get caught out? Did people lose a lot of money? Yeah, of course they did. People that are greedy lose money. So, of course, there'll be another correction. However, We are currently in a great economy. Yes, it's expensive for people. Inflation's expensive and people are complaining that things cost too much money. That's fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that. That's true. However, everything is going as it should be. And it's a great time to invest. A lot of great businesses, the AI revolution. Think of the Industrial Revolution. We're now in the AI revolution. There's great opportunity out there. But yeah, I mean, if you buy a high-risk stock, an individual stock at the top and keep buying at the top over and over again on margin, then you are taking some excessive risk. If you're doing what I'm doing, buying the S&P, the broader index, and you are buying when it goes down, not when it goes up, but most importantly, focusing on earning money, however you earn money, to pay that margin down, then no, everything will be fine. Have you got anything to add, Fight, to that?
No, I mean, 84%. What was it? 84% the market's up compared to 16% down. I mean, you're up most days that you are down.
I mean, yeah. If you want to look at it this way, 75% of the last of the top 500 companies beat on earnings. What does that mean? The businesses that we buy, 75% of them beat on earnings. They're doing well. GDP is up. People are spending money. Inflation's coming down. Interest rates are coming down. Everything about the economy is doing well. Yes, inflation's high and it's expensive to buy stuff. People at the shops go, it doesn't seem very good to me. No, it's not. But the economy and the stock market are two different things. We're not saying life isn't tough, but the saying the rich get richer, the poor get poorer is the case. People that can't invest right now, people that are spending all their money right now, who can't save anything, they're not doing too well. Life is difficult. However, if you are not spending your money and you're investing and you're working and saving it all, you're doing very, very well. So, there's two sides to every coin. Do you know Timothy Skies? No, I don't. Yes, the good old wagging tail method, MSK. Yeah. Anyway, I added the last one, the third option, if it poops on the ground. That was my extra one. I'm not greedy and lose money. Mike, you're not losing money since you bought the S&P, are you? If your phone upside down again, since you sold your Tilray and you bought the S&P, are you up or down? I don't need to ask. I know the bloody answer. Of course you're up. You're not losing money, are you? What are you talking about? And he bought the S&P about a month ago, I think, maybe more than that. So I know you're up, Mike. Don't come here. You know why he's doing it, don't you? Did it last time, and he got all those gifts and stuff sent to him.
Yeah, he's trying to get all that attention.
He's trying to get that attention again. I'm losing money again. The S&P keeps going down. Anyway, we're down 2.6 today. I want to share this with everybody. Do I look like a man who's upset that I've lost $2,800? No, I'm not. When Warren Buffett was famously asked, what does it feel like to be down millions of dollars in one day? Nothing. I'm not down. My companies that I own aren't underperforming. The economy, I'm not missing anything. There's not some bad news that I've not read about. All that's happened today is tax harvesting day. People are selling the market. This is what they do. And then you wait until Monday and it starts going back up again. All I've got to do is nothing. Just because I can trade doesn't mean I should trade. And right now, I'm not down anything at all. Most of my stocks are up. And in fact, if I go over the month, I'm just showing down. I'll go over the 3 months. I'm up 6.59 the year to date, 12.43. My averages are way down than what they were. Why? Because I've recently been buying a lot more at the higher prices. But my profit is still there. The money I've made is still there. But my averages have got higher, and my percentage of profit has gone down because I owe more. That's just the way it. I bought more. That's just the way it works. I don't need attention. I was just stating I'm not a greedy person. I've lost money. I'm not going to say anymore, MSK. What's going on here? I'm not greedy, and I don't lose. I'm not greedy. Slow money's better than no money. Slow money is better than no money. What do you mean slow money? Do you mean investing for the long term, consistently making profits, as opposed to fast money? If that's what you're saying, absolutely right. Think of it this way. When I rebalanced my portfolio in January, so it's been nearly a year, I've done 19 trades, 19 wins, never lost money, always going up, always growing, everything's brilliant, right? And what I've got now is the compounding effect is starting to happen. The compounding effect is starting to happen. Einstein said it's a modern miracle. It is. Because next year, I don't have, and let's just call it 10%. Let's say I have $100. I now have 110, gaining 10%. The following year, I have 110 plus the 10%, gaining 10% every year. It compounds. So time in the market is good. And if you're consistently winning and not losing, even if you're only winning small, over time, you're going to do great. Whereas if you win 1,000% today and then you decide that you're the greatest trader in the world and you put it on something else, and then next time you lose, because that is what will happen most of the time, you still owe the tax on the first trade and you haven't got it because you bet it on the next one. You might have these massive gains, but 20 years down the line, when I need my money, where will you be then? That's what is important. It's not important today. The market is down $2,000. In fact, it's presenting me an opportunity. If it goes much lower, and it looks like right now, because we're 10:30, we're starting to consolidate. It's that time of the day. Remember, the people will want to be in the market for Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to go sideways once we hit the bottom, which may be now. It's the first time we've started to consolidate, and then people start buying it again. It's only a few hours to go. Yes, we've got the after hours and all the rest of it. But Monday morning, when tax harvesting is finished and the Santa rally continues, remember the Santa rally goes right up to the first 2 days of January, and every indicator is there that we're going to have that, not just we're in a bull market for a certain period of time, not just because it's an election year and a Republican Party have won, not just because we've got rate cuts and everything else and GDP up and all these other things that are in the almanac of the stock market. Every sign is in there to say the Santa rally is going to continue. Now people buy back again. So don't be surprised if some point during the day it starts going up again. So we're starting to consolidate. I'm going to wait and see how that goes. It's really not cheap enough for me to jump on in, but it's getting close. I'll just say that. And I only need to buy another 7 shares of the S&P to take me over to that limit. And I'm happy to do that, but I have to save a certain amount because on the 1st of January I'm buying at the moment I'm buying Coca-Cola. If S&P keeps going down, that might change. At the moment, Coca-Cola is flat today, still a buy for me. And the S&P, it all comes down to the valuation. 25 times earnings. In fact, 26 Coca-Cola, 26 times earnings, which is okay. It's not cheap. It's never going to be cheap. Whereas VU currently is looking at 26 points. It's virtually the same. But obviously, I'm going to get a much better dividend payout on Coca-Cola than I am the S&P. And the S&P is probably only going to do 5% next year because we've had this massive rally this year. Coca-Cola, I think, could do 20% next year. So it's still a buy to buy Coca-Cola. But if the S&P keeps going down and Coca-Cola goes up, maybe I'll be buying that instead. But at the moment, it's still Coca-Cola. That hasn't changed. Fight, any thoughts?
No, I mean, like I'm looking at, most people haven't set their goals yet for 2025. I set mine goals about 4 months ago. Right. I'm already looking 6 months ahead. If the stock market went sideways, I'd have made no growth. Just off of dividends, off the last 2 months, I averaged $10,000 a month. Time that by 12 next year, that's $120,000 I'd be gaining if I didn't have no growth in my portfolio.
They said if I
don't even reinvest. I mean, if I reinvest, yeah, I could have 150 next year worth of dividends.
Okay.
The majority of that is in my Roth IRA. 80% of that is in my Roth IRA.
Thank you. Yeah. Very good. Chef Flight's got a comment here. Trying to get my father to follow you. He's stuck thinking real estate is the best asset. Well, he's not wrong and he's not right. It depends on his journey, where he is in life, his age, his goals, what he's done already. Real estate is one way to make money. It's also one way to lose money. Ask Mike, he'll tell you all about real estate. Real estate isn't a guaranteed thing. There are people who bought property and it goes down in value. There are people who buy property, and Mike's experienced this, for the purpose of renting it, and then renters don't pay. So there are ups and downs to every asset. However, if you have grown a portfolio over time and you've got a good amount of money in there, enough to live on, enough to have a pension, and then you decide that you don't want to be in equities anymore, you want to be in a safe real estate dividend paying stock, like a REIT, whether it's Realty or O. I think O is Realty, isn't it? I can't remember now. But anyway, there are yeah. There are some good real estate dividend paying stocks, because you now want a passive income, relatively reliable. So there's nothing wrong with There's nothing wrong with real estate. Depends on your journey, your exposure, what you're looking for. There's no right and wrong to any of this. So you just need to bear that in mind. It's not necessarily wrong to buy real estate. Is it the right thing for everybody? No. Is it wrong for everybody? It's not wrong either. So anyway, what dividend stocks Fight Channel? Okay, let's talk about that now. Fight Channel is going to talk to you about is dividend stocks. I'm going to pose the question. We've got 22 people watching at the moment on the extra channel, watching behind the scenes. It's very nice. If you want to join us on the main channel, the link's in the chat. Here on the main channel, we've got 91 watching. It's a Friday phone-in. Sorry about that, Fight. Tap the like button. Tap the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. That would be fantastic. We've only got 16 likes. I haven't been mentioning that this morning. But we are about to hit 55,000, 54,865. That's nice. Nice busy morning. In fact, not too busy this morning, actually. Very quiet for the Friday phone-in. I thought we normally have at least 3 or 4 people. Anyway, let me talk about this. Let's have a look. Right. I'm going to show this on the screen, and then I'm going to get some thought here from our dividend king, which is Fight Channel. And let's see what he has to say about this. So these are the best stocks of 2025. Top dividend picks for 2025, according to Seeking Alpha's Quant Metrics. What is Quant? It is the AI software that operates within Seeking Alpha. So it's not personal opinion. It's not Wall Street. It's not me. It's the AI software. As traders and investors turn their focus in 2025, one area poised to attract significant attention is the dividend sector. As market participants consistently seek reliable sources of income, as a result, Seeking Alpha has highlighted a promising group of dividend stocks based on their quant metrics. Seeking Alpha's quant system is driven by powerful computer processing, and Seeking Alpha's special quantamental analysis. It awards grades to stocks based on collective value, growth, profitability, earnings per share revisions, and price momentum metrics. Takes the emotion out of it. Listed below are 10 stocks with a market cap of at least 10 billion that hold a quant rating of B to A+. In the following dividend-related categories: dividend, safety, growth, yield, and consistently. Moreover, the list is ranked by quant grades. So, number 10, we have AMGN, AMGN, quant grade of 3.2. In 9th place, we have Paycheck, that is PAYX, quant grade of 3.22. Moving up now. In fact, I'm going to do it like this so I don't reveal the winner before it gets there. Can I zoom in a bit more? No, that's as much as I can zoom in. All right. Number 8, we have Qualcomm Incorporated, QCOM, quant grade of 3.24. Sorry about that. Hello, what happened there? You're breaking my... Bloody hell. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, all right. I'm trying to reveal it and it's like spoiling it. All right. Number 7, Lockheed Martin Corporation, LMT, quant grade 3.3. In spot number 6, it's like the top charts of the year. Number 6, T Rowe Price Group, TROW, quant grade 3.33. Coming up in 5th place now of our top dividend stocks of 2025, Edison International EIX quant grade of 3.73. In number 4, we've got Cigna Group CI quant group grade of 3.803. In number 3, we have Snap-on Incorporated SNA quant grade 4.06, and the runner-up, number 2, Philip Morris. I'm not surprised. That's one of our members' favorites, actually. Philip Morris, ticker symbol PM, 4.76. A big jump there. Is our member in today? You know who I'm talking about. Where is he? Just scrolling up. See if he's in the chat. Tim Rogers. Isn't that one of your favorites? PM. Right, here we go. In number 1. Top spot for the best stock to own dividend paying for next year of 2025 is VICI, Vichy Properties. There we go. Real estate right there. So don't say real estate doesn't pay. VICI, quant grade of 4.90. For investors looking for further track and dividend spaces as markets turn to 2025, listed below are some Wall Street's most popular dividend-focused exchange-traded funds. We have VIG, SCHD, VYM, DGRO, SDY, DVY, NOBL, HDV, VYMI, SDYY, VIGI, and SPY Dividend, SPYD. There you go. Number 1 spot. Number 2 was Philip Morris. And number 1, Vichy Properties. VICI. The market is definitely consolidating. I'm not going to jump on it yet, though. If it might go lower again, I will certainly start to get my finger on the button. But it looks like consolidating for the day. This could be the end. It's not low enough for me to buy more. I'll just buy on the 1st of January. Let's come back to Fight and see what he thought about those stocks. Like those? Agree with those? Have you got any of those?
No, I only got one stock that's paying me a dividend. That's TPL.
Oh, you've only got one stock. All the rest are ETFs, are they?
All the rest are ETFs. High yield ETFs.
ETFs.
Not what they put down like SCHD. They don't pay you 25 cents a quarter. No, that's not enough for me.
Not enough for you. Okay.
Nope.
Are you familiar with Philip Morris or Vichy? Would you ever be interested in one of
Vichy
those?
Group is one of the biggest property for resorts in the world.
Yeah, we've covered that on the show before. Yeah.
Philip Morris been around forever. I mean, you bought that back in the day, like back in the mid 80s, and had it through then, you could be mega rich by now.
Yeah. Someone just asked the question, Chef Flight, is dividend profit taxed? Yes, on your brokerage account. Yes, it's an income.
It's as a regular income.
Yep. On your Roth IRA? No, nope. It's tax-free. That's the purpose.
Traditional IRA? Nope.
Exactly. That's why people do that. That's why you have a brokerage account is your main account because it's unlimited. Your IRA is limited to how much you're allowed to put in each year. We're expecting it to be 8,500. We'll find that out in 4 days' time. Probably will be. It was 8,000 last year, and it goes up normally 500 a year at the moment. So that's what it might be. But it has to be fixed. Otherwise, everybody would just use that instead. Nobody would pay tax. The country would come to a standstill, and there'd be no point having a brokerage account. We'd all have IRAs, right? It's limited. So what people do is they make money on their brokerage accounts, and they take some profit from that, put into their IRAs if that's where their income's coming from, tax-free. And then as they build up over time, if you've had an IRA for 20, 30, 40 years, you've got a nice little nest egg there. and you've grown it, you've done trading in it because you can trade in it tax-free. You can be in and out every 5 minutes if you want to. But as people get older, they're looking for something like VC Properties, and they will buy a real estate high-paying dividend stock. They don't want the risk anymore. They're not looking for drama. They're not looking for groundbreaking technologies, AI or EVs or EVTOLs or anything like that. They're just going property. Well, property is always property, right? It always earns an income. And they go, all right, I've made all the money I need. I'm going to sell all my Tesla. I'm going to sell all my Binky Bonk, whatever it might be. And I'm going to buy VC Properties, and I'm going to earn, a really good dividend. And I've got the income coming in tax-free. Absolutely. That is tax-free. Good morning, says Dan Ackerman. Good morning, Martyn. What should I do with my 50,000 sell and Martyn, what should I do with my 50,000? Sell and buy once it falls? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. You got $50,000 invested and you're saying, what should you do with it? Sell and buy once it falls? I don't really understand the question.
I mean,
you got 50,000 XRP. Okay, You've got 50,000 XRP. What should you do? Well, I will pass you over to Sensei for that to trade XRP. If you want to be a member and call into the show, we can discuss your position with you live on the show. We don't give financial advice, but if you call in, so it's public in the public domain and it's entertainment for everyone to take part in, you can tell me what you've got, what your exposure is, what your portfolio is looking like, and we can all discuss it together. And we can, we can help you that way. But you need to be on the show to do that, or you need to be a member first of all. Let me give you the membership link there. All right, Mike.
On that XRP, why would you want to sell now when altcoin season is getting ready to start right around the corner? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
I mean, this could go to $5 to $10. I've seen some people predicting between $10 to $20 in this bull run that's coming up in 2025.
Yeah. The time to have sold this when it was at 260, we said it would come back to 2. It did. It's now at 213. So we're not selling it now. We're accumulating again now. So no, you sold at 260, bought back at 2. Then that was a great idea. We did that like 2 or 3 times, and our members did that. So I wouldn't be selling it now. I'd be adding to my bag now and waiting for the next run, like Fight said. But
yeah. I got a lot of because I put out there a video. I sold my XRM and XRP for profit, and people, oh my gosh, just all the comments I got on that. Why you do that? That's why you ain't gonna make much money. But they didn't watch the whole video, so saw where I bought back in at a lower price to accumulate more.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm afraid that people get married, particularly to crypto. They get married to it, and they join a fan club. They're in Reddit on something, and they feel that they all need to stay in it for whatever reason until someone that runs the channel or whatever decide to sell it. And it's all ridiculous. It's nonsense, but that's what these people do. Just asking, I'm new to this space. Alan, I strongly recommend, if you're new, call in, become a member. It's only a couple of bucks, and there are many, many perks. One of those is you can be on the show live, and we can discuss it with you. We've got all the team. We've got a scalp trading expert. We've got Sensei Crypto, does all our technicals. Loads of people can provide you with all the information that you need just by being a member. So if you've got 50,000 XRP, might be worth considering spending $2 just to become a member. Anyway, the last few months I've invested for dividends. Beto is a few fight. Let me put them on the screen. I won't cover over your face. I'll go here. Look, here we go. We've got where is it? We've got Beto. This is from Vanessa. Lovely Vanessa again. Hello, Vanessa. MSTY and YMAX. With Beto, got around $1 monthly. MSTY was $3.03 a month, and YMAX pays weekly. Awesome stuff. Safa says, how long you going to be live? I would have thought I would be hanging up soon. Oh, hello. We've got another caller. Now we can go to party mode. So let me clear the decks. We've got our guest who tuned in yesterday, Safa from Dubai. So let's bring in our party mode now, and we'll put fight in guest spot number 8. and we'll put Safa in guest spot number 9. Welcome to you, mate. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Great to have you back on the show again. We had you yesterday. It's lovely to see you again. Let me just tweak your camera a little bit. I can just make it a bit easier for you. There you go. There you go. That's all sorted.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, sure will. Alan Montalvo said, yeah, I'm going to become a member. Well, you can call into the show right now. We're here for you. Logan Strand, I'm invested in both Verizon, VZ, and Black Hills, BKH. Would you mind offering an opinion on which may be the better dividend return for 2025? A best dividend return. Well, obviously, we've got to compare the growth as well.
I like Verizon. Reason why I like Verizon, because since my phone is through Verizon, okay, if I pay a bill to Verizon, why not put that same amount of money into the stock and get the dividends off of it?
Now, a lot of people look at it like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's I'll come to you in a second, Safa. I know you've just called in, but like a good investing strategy is to invest in what you know. Absolutely, because you don't have to own everything. Like Warren Buffett says, a few trades is all you actually need, and it's not a bad idea to buy what you understand, because if you understand, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be, and I don't mean just own the phone. I don't just say you buy a phone so you buy the stock. I don't mean that. But if you know the business, you know what the business does, you don't stress and fear when the markets go down. You're happy to hold, and there's nothing, and that's a good thing. I often joke about Leah going to the supermarket and buying some more Coca-Cola, and tell them when you get there, you're married to Martyn Lucas, and they should all sort of bow down a little bit, because he's a major shareholder in Coca-Cola. When you should get a discount on Coca-Cola when you tell them I'm your husband. Of course, I'm joking. All right.
Yeah, but you go to Kroger, you don't own the Kroger stock.
I don't own Kroger stock. No, is Kroger in the S&P? It might be.
I know their merger fell through with Albertson.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Safa, how are you today? How can we help you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I've seen that guy on your show many times. What's your name?
The Fight Channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was wanted to ask, what was the reason for the crash today, like for the whole market?
You asking me or asking Fight?
No, yeah, I'm asking you.
The reason today is it's tax harvesting day. It's the last day. This is perfectly normal, perfectly expected. Essentially, what's happening today is people, institutions, individuals, Wall Street, hedge fund managers, rebalancing going on everywhere. Basically, we're ending the year. What we're doing now is we're selling stocks that we've lost money on to reap tax benefits. So we're selling some stocks for losses to offset our gains, so we are prepared for the new year. People are taking advantage of that. You can sell stocks for a loss to go against your tax, right? And I'll explain that in my terms, because this year, on paper, I have got an $8,600 loss, and I can share it on the screen with you. This is my Robinhood account. If I scroll down here, realized gains and losses. Negative, I've lost $8,943. Have I actually lost the money? Well, yeah, on paper I have. Most certainly I've lost. So what people are doing, they're selling stocks for losses so they don't pay as much tax and offset and rebalance their portfolio. So because of that, the market goes down. It presents opportunity for those that want to buy back cheaper. Remember, when people are selling for losses, they're not doing it because they're trying to, send the market down. If we could sell and the market go up, that'd be brilliant. But the market goes up when we buy and it goes down when we sell. So it's not that everybody wants the market to go down, so they're trying to catch you out or stuff it to you or beat you or whatever. People are selling in mass today to take to clear stocks out where they lost on their trades, to be able then to reduce their tax position so they have more profit next year, more money next year to buy next year. This is a perfectly normal thing to happen, and that's why the market is going down today. So it presents opportunity if your favorite stock or your asset is on sale today, and for me it's not quite low enough, but yeah.
What are your expectations like on the next week, Monday? They're gonna be a rally, right? So stocks are gonna go up since
Well, look, I don't know what's going to happen. Neither does Warren Buffett or Elon Musk or Donald Trump. Right? I wish I did. Life would be even. I mean, I feel life's easy anyway. The way I'm investing is very relaxed, very calm. I'm always making profit. I'm doing well. Everything is fine. However, it's not as easy as that, as knowing what's going to happen. I wish I did. If I knew the market was going to go up. In fact, no, I wouldn't actually. Even if I knew the market was going to go up on Monday, which I think it will, by the way, I would say 70% chance it will go up on Monday. If I knew it was going to go up 100%, would I use more margin today? I'm already in. I don't need to, right? Would I? No, I wouldn't. Because if I said today, right, I know 100%, because I am the great oracle of the world, it's going to go up on Monday morning. Let me put in every single penny, because the market can't go down over the weekend. It's closed. Every single penny, and buy as much as I can now, because it's going to go up. If I did that, I would be right at my margin maintenance line, because I'd be spending every piece of margin I've got. And then I would have to sell, because one little blip down, I would be in margin, right? Obviously, if you spend every single penny and it goes down, you would be. And I don't want to sell, because if I sell, I've got to pay tax on that. And that's just greedy. And that is because you know, well, nobody knows. So, to do that would be crazy. We could start the morning on Monday with a little bit of a drop and then ultimately rally by Tuesday. Is it ultimately going to go up? I believe it is. History would suggest it is. The numbers would suggest it is. But do I know it? No. That's why I have to be measured, and that's why I'm looking for a bigger drop.
I wanted to highlight this idea of people who are emotional investors. Let's say you put a thousand bucks in a stock that you don't know, and you just you're in it with it from a long time, okay, for like months now, and you bought it at a good price. If you see people selling off, do you think like that person should sell? But like, if he did sell, he's gonna be losing because people are in fear. They're emotional about their money. They're just gonna sell it all, and then when the next day or next week is gonna go higher and higher, you're on the win-win. Like I didn't sell anything today. I know that the market's down, but just the buying opportunity.
Exactly. I mean, all the stock market is a transference of wealth from the impatient to the patient. However, that doesn't mean to say everyone selling is emotional and is an idiot and doesn't know what they're doing. Everyone's on different cycles. If you're now 80 years of age and you decided, your doctor's told you you've got 1 year to live, you might as well sell all your stocks to have all the cash to go around the world and buy a Ferrari, whatever. So everyone has different reasons to enter the market and exit the market at different times. So you got to do what's right for you for your journey, right? But if you know what you bought because you've read the balance sheet and you've covered the earnings and you've listened to the CEO interviews, which I cover, you know what you own. So I know what my business is worth. That doesn't mean to say other people can't do what other people do, whether they pump it up, overbuy it, or oversell it, or short it, or whatever. They can do what they want. I'm not bothered because I know what my business is worth. However, I also need to be aware of those external conditions. We call them macro conditions. So if a stock goes down and it's not doing bad, there's no reason why the stocks, we haven't just fired the CEO and Tim Cook was found embezzling all the money on Apple, and it's all been found in a hole under the ground somewhere, and we need to get out of Amazon. We need to get out of Apple today because it's not worth anything. It's all a con. They don't really sell iPhones. The whole thing was a joke and whatever. Then I've got to get out of that business because it's not what I thought I bought into. What we have to do is buy those dips, Because if you are an investor, your job is only one thing, and that is to accumulate more stock so you reach the goals that you want to reach. You're not going to achieve your goal by age 18 buying one share of the S&P and sitting on it for 50 years. Doesn't matter how much it goes up, it's never going to give you enough to provide you with an income. So what you've got to do is accumulate more stock. The only way you make money is invest more money. It's simple. The more seeds you put in the ground, the more plants you've got, the more trees you've got, the more food you've got. And that's it. There is a point though. You might want to get to a point where going, I've got what I want. I've got what I need. I don't need to invest now. Just live on it now. You can do that. But, we should never get emotional. If you're getting emotional about a stock, it's because you, not the other people, not those that are going up and down and messing it around, you don't understand it. And you don't want to be buying a stock that you don't understand. Because if you don't understand it, why are you buying it?
Yeah, I do understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just diversity of people. Like people wanna just sell it off, just take the profits. Just wait a couple of weeks until it goes down, buy it again, wait until it goes higher, and then redo the same cycle.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't. See, some people have built YouTube channels around the conspiracy theory. Omar's one of them. Meet Kevin likes to scare people. Graham Stepan's always scaring people. Always fire and brimstone and stuff like that. But, when Wall Street, and they have the power to move the stock, me and you can't, when Wall Street sell it, unlike what some YouTubers want to say, because they've cashed in on the fear. They've cashed in on the fear of conspiracy that the man is trying to, stuff it to the little man, right? Wall Street versus the retail investor. That's not the case. And I know, because I talk to Wall Street managers offline, I go on Instagram and X, I have conversations with CEOs, and I've never yet felt that anyone is trying to catch anyone out. There's bad actors, there's scammers, there's people like Dave Mitchery who basically pushes a scam stock, there's Peter Rawlinson who basically pays himself all the money. There's Michael Cole Glazier from Virgin Galactic who pays himself too much money. These are all not bad actors necessarily. They're just greedy or manipulating or whatever they might be, right? But Wall Street doesn't sit around plotting to stuff it to you. Wall Street, just like when I buy the S&P, I'm buying it based upon the interest rates, based upon my goals, the GDP, the economy, what the Fed is saying, the value of my businesses. I'm not buying it to pump it, to stuff it to all the shorters because I want to crush them. No more than Wall Street are going, we're going to sell it because we're going to stuff it to all the retail investors that came in yesterday watching Martyn's show who bought the S&P, and now we're going to drive it down because we heard that Mike just bought a bit of the S&P, and now if we dump the S&P, Mike's going to be out of money. That doesn't exist. But people on YouTube like to sell that because it gets a following. And that's how Roaring Kitty has built his business. How Roaring Kitty gets everyone to follow him. Because the people that follow Roaring Kitty think he's the people's champion. If there ever was a people's champion, and I don't mind saying it, it's me. Because I care about the people. This channel is for the people, right? Roaring Kitty is for himself. And everything he does is for himself. But because he sells a story of fear and pump and dump and let's stuff it and let's crush it and let's do this and do this, people follow that because people love the drama and the nonsense. So as we see now, look, you see why I waited? I was looking at the consolidation period going, shall we buy the S&P? Shall we buy the S&P? No, look, I was waiting for it to see if it goes sideways a bit longer. No, it broke again. So now what we're going to do, we're going to wait again. We're not going to buy it now. We're going to wait again. The S&P is selling again. We're going to wait. And if it starts to consolidate again, we'll wait. And if it starts to break through those resistance levels, you see those 2 points there where it hit them and bounced off, then we might start buying again. Because what I'm looking for is certainty. I'm looking for certainty because we're going to get the rebound, but we don't know when it's going to come, and we don't know how low it is. Doesn't matter. I bought a year ago the majority of my S&P. I bought some of it last week. All of that is still up. I'm up on all of it. However, it's now breaking, and maybe I can get some more because I want to acquire a bit more. And in my case, because I'm $2,000 away from the next threshold of margin, I can give myself a 0.25% interest cut. I can basically be the Fed of my own channel, and I can reduce rates today by myself, with another $2,000. So I am quite keen to buy $2,000 worth, 5-6 shares of the S&P, just to take it up there. But we shall see. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask how when I entered the Discord, it just shows that I have to subscribe again.
Ah, right. No, you don't. So as a member, and I've got Alan who's just become a new member. Congratulations to you. I'll give you all your perks and benefits in a minute. If you want to call in, you can now be on the show. I think that's why you became a member. There's the link. You can join our 2 guests here from America and Dubai. Isn't it? Is it Dubai?
Yeah.
Dubai, yes. If you want to call in, please feel free. There is the link and so on. Sorry, I've forgotten the question. Oh, yes. As a member, you get access to Discord for free. So you can talk to the team. You get the free training from Ed Nevius. You can talk to Sensei Crypto, all the scalping, all the crypto information, all the charts. You can talk to him and all the team 24/7. You get that for free as a YouTube member. Some people prefer and want to. They're either not YouTube members, but they want access to it, so they subscribe to it. It also gives them a priority because they pay a couple of bucks for the service, so they get priority replies, a few things you get extra as a subscriber. But as a member, you can access the service for free. So you said you're not in there yet, is that right?
Yeah, I tried looking to the link, and it says each option is closed. I have to subscribe on it.
No. You can set up Discord for free.
I have an account, but it's not the same as my YouTube channel. Like the name.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah. So basically, the link I've given you now in YouTube, which I've already given to you before, I'm sure. If you click on it, it takes 10 minutes to verify it. You don't have to be a subscriber. You don't have to subscribe. You just have to register on our server, right? You have to be a member of our server, and you won't see anything. It takes 10 minutes to get through. You may have already done that. You may have verified it, clicked on it. I don't know. Once you've done that, give me your username here in the chat, and I will upgrade you so you see everything. If you subscribed and paid, you see it automatically. You can control it yourself. However, if you give me your username, I will upgrade you. Then you can send me a friend request. I'll accept that. And then you can talk to the team and so on and so forth. So if you've got a Discord username, I'll go and search for it now.
Yeah. It's called BT.
Oh, can you write it in the chat on YouTube?
I don't know. I think I have to might exit the what's it called?
I tell you what. No, write it in the guest chat here on the. You don't have to exit it. If you prefer, just to write it in the guest chat as well. If you open up, there's a window on there where you are right now, and it will say guest chat. If you want to write,
I'm not on a desktop. I'm actually using my phone, so there is no option. I cannot see it anywhere.
Oh, you can't see it anywhere? Okay, maybe on your phone you can't see it. I don't know. Well, whatever you want to do, I just need your username just so I can go and search for you. If you clicked on it, went through the 10-minute waiting process, verified your email, you're in that server, you just can't see anything.
Yeah. I will. I'm actually ordering my dinner now, so all right. I'll eat up.
Whenever you like. I'm here all day, every day. Yeah. You know how it works. Another time, I'll set it up for you.
I'll write my username. I'll write my username right now.
All right, spot on. Thank you very much indeed. All right. Cheers then, mate.
Thanks for the insight. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Very welcome. Let me go back to Fight Channel, put you in spot number 1, and we'll switch over to our main screen here then. There we go. That was our guest, Safa, phoning in there. Brilliant. Right, well, we're going to wrap up the show in a moment because it's 11 o'clock. We do need to get off. Let me see how that video did earlier on, the one that I put out about MYSZ. In fact, let's have a look at that. Yep, it's held up. It's trimmed back. It's up 52% today. It did trim off, but it's held up. That's a good sign. I put that out earlier. And let's see how that one does today. Anyway, let's go back and look at GRRR. GRRR has also held up today. Let's have a look at that as well. If we go over to the main channel here, we can see. Let's bring in these tickers. There we go. GRRR is held up. That's good. My size MYSC is also held up today as well. The S&P is still falling, down 1.5%. Perfectly normal. Let's have a look at it over the week. We're approaching some support here. So we could bounce off this. That's an indicator there. Yeah, we've got some support. We've got plenty of support here at 538. Well, that's not much. I don't think we're going to go below 538. There's no reason why we should. So if we look at it over 3%, I am thinking I might buy that now. Fight, what do you think?
I mean, it might go a little bit lower, but might not. It might be just right there. Might be the low.
We're 11 o'clock now. I think I would expect to get a rally into the close.
Yeah,
only a few hours to go.
3 o'clock before we get that rally. I think we'll go sideways till then.
Yeah, I think we're about there. So let me have a quick look. Look.
On Vanessa about her BITO, I don't have BITO, but I know that pays a really good dividend. Misty, I do know about Misty because I own 1,100 shares. I know if she had a bunch of shares, she got paid out good this last 3 months. And on YMAX, yeah, that pays out at least an average of 20 cents a week. I own about 1,300 shares of that.
Very nice. I'm setting up this order. So a limit order. We're at 544.
I ain't buying nothing. I'm sitting waiting. If I could transfer that money into my Roth IRA beginning of the year.
544. 40. 6.
I mean, you could wait till the beginning of the year when we can transfer that money over, going right to you, take it out of your margin anyways.
Oh yeah, I know. But this is to buy and hold forever.
Buy and hold forever.
There you go. 6 shares. 544.38. There you go. Done. Let's see. Now then, let's see if that's taken me to the threshold. Yes, it has. By 762. Good. I wonder. Yes, that won't go through straight away. It took a couple of days for that to settle before they take it away really quick. The moment I sold, or the moment I got my dividend and went down and put my wages in, 5.55, 5.25 went 5.55 as quick as that. It's quick as that, but it takes, obviously it's got to settle for it to go in, so it will take a couple of days anyway. But yeah, it's now there anyway. So I'm not going to get the benefit of this until Tuesday anyway, I wouldn't imagine. But Monday, maybe Monday. Yeah, I mean, I bought it. It's got, yeah, we'll see anyway. So it's now where is it? It's 51.5%. 51.5%. So I've still got a nice buffer there. Yeah, it's just taken me.
That means you'd be below the 50 when you pull that money out beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it will. No, it will. But I get paid 3 weeks later on YouTube. So I've already calculated that I'll be able to pay that back or thereabouts, not all of it. But December has been my best ever month because of all those viral videos and all the members. It's been a lot, so I'm going to use that my income to reduce that. I've already calculated that. That's money I've already earned. It's not going anywhere. Plus we'll have the match of 250, and then I will be in Coca-Cola until March, and there'll be an increased amount there. Be somewhere in the region of about $600 there from Coca-Cola, and then I'll be selling that hopefully to buy back the S&P, which I think will be going sideways for a while. Anyway, there we go. That's what I've done. It's gone down very slightly. I'm happy with that. Don't think it's going to go much lower, but what do I know? No idea. Nobody knows. Let's have a look. Vanessa says, Martyn will manually add you. That's why he asked you for username. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Vanessa. Safa. Oh, there we go. Okay, what have we got here? He's given me his username with profile picture. All right, okay. I just need your username. So let me go and grab that. BTIVX. Okay. Let me look on Discord. If you've gone through the processes and done everything right, then I should see you there. And no, I don't. Okay. So you haven't yet set Discord up. Just because you're on Discord, to use our server, you have to register use our server. You have to go through the security. You have to go through a 10-minute wait period. So I'm going to give this to you again, right? Here is the Discord link and the friend request. Click on that link. If you click on that link, you can join the server. There's a join the server button and there's a subscribe button. You can subscribe as well. If you subscribe, it'll automatically do it for you, or just click join the server. You join the server and it'll say verify your email and your number and blah, blah, blah. Wait 10 minutes. Once you've waited 10 minutes, I will see you there. So it looks like we've run out of time now because I want to end the show. I'm going to have something to eat. But if you've done that, I will come back this afternoon and I'll be able to upgrade you. But you need to give me your name again. I won't remember that, and I won't be searching for it. You need to tell me you've done it so I can go and do it again. They got to squeeze that extra interest out of you, Dylan Wilson. Yeah, for 2 days. Or it's going a bit lower. I'm not worried about that. That's why it takes so long. Yeah, of course, they want to get a little bit extra out of me. That's fine. I'm not bothered about that. You can do that if they want to. That's no problem. It's going lower. My emotion got the better of me there. Fight.
You can't time the bottom. I mean, that's the problem is.
No,
I mean,
it's quite a drop.
I bought yesterday and I thought it was at the bottom, and what I bought is still going down. I mean, It is what it is.
Yeah. You've sent me a friend request pending. Let's have a look. Safa, there you are. Right, I see you. I can accept the friend request because that is your. I normally bring you as a member first, but I can accept your friend request because that is the correct username. But I would like to see you on the server, though. But I can accept that. Oops-a-daisy. There you go. I can accept the friend request. There you go. That's now accepted. Normally, we don't do it that way around, but we can because it's your username, and I know you remember. And there you are. You've now appeared. There you are. Role. Look, let me show you what I'm doing. Role of member. There you go. You've done everything right now. Change nickname. We're going to give you the same name as you are on YouTube. It's virtually the same. I just want to make it exactly the same so everyone knows you're the right person. There you go. There you go. Save. There's you. Right. We are now friends. You have now got access, and now you can see Sensei Crypto, Ed Nevius, YouTube Live. You can see all the different channels and so on and so forth. You are all done and upgraded. Congratulations. Thank you very much indeed. There you go. Martyn, let them know about the scammers. Oh, yes, indeed. It won't affect you now, Safa, because you have actually, you are already friend requested with me. But there are many people that pretend to be me. They use my logo. They use my display name, but they cannot use my username. Only one person in the world on Discord has Martyn Lucas spelt correctly. Obviously spelt correctly. Everybody else changes it around. So now you might receive friend requests from 10 Martyn Lucases, and you know you're already friends with me. So just report them, blank them, block them, do what you like. Every single day, let me tell you, one of my jobs, I have to do this every single day. Every single day, I set messaging from non-members is banned. And unfortunately, you can only do it for 24 hours. I wish I could just turn it off, but I can't. It allows them to message you. But every day in the morning when I get up, 24 hours, direct messaging, turned off, unless you're friends, then you can do it. I do that, and every single day I go in and I search for Martyn Lucases, and I always find one or two, and I ban them straight away. However, you might go, if you ban them all, how can we keep getting messaged by them? Because it's like someone getting hold of your phone number. They can't talk on the server. You will never see a Martyn Lucas for more than 5 minutes, because I do ban them straight away. And if they use my name, it even allows them, it even prevents them from talking in the server anyway. But they're just sitting there. So I delete them. But of course, because they're in the server, even though they can't speak in the server, they can find you and message you. And that's what they do. And I keep stopping that as much as I can. And I delete them as much as I can. But just pay no attention to it. It's all rubbish. I wish I knew how to stop it. And on that note, just as I wrap up today's show, I want to say to people that I'm now in the process, because the show is growing so quickly, more and more CEOs are calling me now, like directly, saying, can we be on the show? I want to spend less and less time doing these silly little jobs like this. It's really bloody annoying. So I want a team of moderators on Discord, people that understand how Discord works, to do roles and stuff like that. I'm not the expert on Discord, got to be honest. A lot of it confuses me. But anyway, if anyone really knows how to run Discord, and what we're going to do is we're going to have members only events where we can have people that want to be moderators on the channel, moderators on the extra channel, moderators on Discord, have active roles. We've got more people that are going to contribute to the show. We've got Sensei, we've got Vaz I'm talking to, and half a dozen others actually that have decided they'd rather be on my network than have their own YouTube channels, just be part of this. There's loads coming for next year, and if you'd like to have a more of an active role, we're going to have members live streams where it's members who've been a member for at least a period of time, maybe 6 months or whatever, who would like to, we now know you, who would like to be part of it and do more and be involved more, have roles, stuff like that. We want to build up. We want to build that up because I clearly can't do everything myself. Anyway, I'm waiting for January to add to my IRA to buy VU. Very sensible. Very, very sensible. It's still trimming down. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I mean, I'm buying more. I can calculate that I can manage the 8,000 in addition to that. I'm not suddenly, getting out of control or anything. If VU dips, hang on a minute. Sorry about that fight. If VU dips under 540, I may purchase more. 543.91. Still going down. Yeah, it's gone down about 30 cents from where I just bought it. Yeah, not really that bothered. I won't buy any more now because now I've got over my limit. Well, not over my limit, but I've got to the lowest level. The next level is 1 million. Well, I'm not going to borrow $1 million. I didn't buy $1 million to buy a house, so I'm going to buy $1 million to buy the stock market. Believe it or not, they still send out fake requests, even when you're already with you. I've received many. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's terrible, really.
Just delete. delete.
Yeah, as we grow and become more successful, then obviously they see the bigger gains because 50,000 people by the spring, the summer, 100,000 people. There's always somebody that will think they're the real person and click on their scammy stuff. It's obvious, isn't it? As we grow, they'll just keep coming. I appreciate everything you're doing, Joseph Kelly. You're very, very welcome. All right, I think we'll wrap up the show. Fight. Any final thoughts, mate? Been a great year, I think. Christmas was good, I think. Hoping that we're going to get peace in Ukraine shortly. Of Putin keeps saying he wants to meet in Slovakia now and sit down. It's not going to be good for Ukraine. They're going to end up giving away half their country anyway. But
no, they don't need to give up nothing.
You don't think so?
I hope not, because that's not right.
No,
Putin
I hope not.
Putin went in there and did that. No, he should be no.
No, I agree. I mean, would America do that if America was invaded and then to get the war to end, we said, all right, you can keep California as long as we keep the rest. America wouldn't agree to that. So I hope, but I'm worried that Trump wants to end the war at any cost. Because remember, if they end the war, it's good for the UK, it's good for the US because the bills stop. No one sends more bombs. It's all over. However, you've got Ukraine. Effectively, all those people died for no reason, and
And Trump guy asked his allies anyways. There's more than just us. Trump.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got to add Poland and all of them. I mean.
Oh yeah. But anyway, let's see what happens. Anyway, but it's been a good year, I think. The show's grown tremendously. Our stocks have grown. We're doing well. It's very exciting times. Vanessa, I wouldn't shake anyone's hand. Folks don't make it out. I agree with Fight and Martyn. I wouldn't shake anyone's hand. Folks don't make it out. Appreciate everything you're doing, Joseph. You're welcome. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to, just before I wrap it up with Fight, I'm going to click the button here which sends everyone to the extra channel. So if you wish to continue the conversation in the chat, at least anyway, I'm going to send you now to the extra channel. I am live there at the moment, but in a moment what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an analysis of our latest alpha spread analysis. So if you want to hear me review stocks, that's what I'm about to restart on the playlist once I finish talking here. So please do join me. Here is the extra channel. I'm going to go live there now. Extra. Sounds like the bloody the leaf blowers are back. My favorite people. You all know how much I love those people. Yeah, the landscapers. We don't pick up leaves. No. We blow it on the neighbour's garden so they can blow it back to you next week. We all keep a job, and it annoys the hell out of me. Anyway, Jenny B, isn't there a maximum per year for losses? Jenny B is watching me over on the extra channel asking questions. Jenny B, what's going on here? Isn't there a maximum per year for losses?
Yes.
Is there? I don't know.
Yes, $3,700.
Ah, there you go. $3,700. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'm sure that's different for a corporation than an individual, though.
It is.
Otherwise, why would Wall Street be selling that? They're not all selling it for $3,700 losses, are they? Mm-hmm. They're selling it for billions of losses, not. Yeah, so there you go. That's individual, Jenny, I think. I don't know. That's what Fight Channel says. I'm sure he's right, but I've no idea what that is. I ain't got a clue. All right, so we're all good. Let me wrap up today's show. Let me clear the decks and Fight. As we send everyone back to the extra channel, give us your final thoughts, mate.
Set your goals for 2025. I hope y'all succeed to them. I know I'm going to succeed on my goals.
Yeah, have a goal in place. Know what your goal is. Stick to your goal. Don't get too emotional. Or don't get emotional at all, really, because the stock doesn't care. You own it. It's not emotional towards you. No one's going to, if the worst happened and, margin call and blah, 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 no one's going to come around and say, sorry, Robinhood's not going to send me a Christmas card going, it was nice knowing you, Martyn. None of that's going to happen. This is just numbers. And if you earn money and put it in the bank, you've got FDIC insurance, your money isn't going anywhere. as it is with Robinhood. When Robinhood, you use your money to buy stocks, they are all protected. They're all in fiduciaries. They all get put out there. They're all protected. Your cash is protected. Your stocks are protected. Nothing's going anywhere. Even if Robinhood went bankrupt, you're not going anywhere. But remember, this is a very unpersonal game, even though it feels very personal. It's just numbers. You invest. If you don't want to take gambles and risks, you just earn your money and stick it in the bank or under the bed, and you've still got it. Of course, it goes down in reality. Investing is always a gamble. It's always a risk. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And while your stocks are invested, anything can happen. But that doesn't mean to say you should be worried and not sleep at night. It is going down quite a bit now, fight. But I'm hoping that we get a nice rally in the last hour of the day, or even if it's after hours. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. I really do appreciate it. As always, always great to have Fight on the channel, get his insights and thoughts. That's it from me. So I'm going to wrap this show up. And we're not going to do day trader of the day. We are just going to wrap this up because I've gone extra long today. I've got to be back at 2 o'clock. Tax harvesting carries over against gains in brokerage accounts until used up. That's interesting to know. Stephen Lundowski added a little bit more color there. So even though you can only do 3,700, tax harvesting carries over against gains in brokerage accounts until used up. All right, so even if you couldn't use it all in one go, it'll carry over. All right, that's it from me. Markets are still going down. I'm not going to sweat it at all. It won't keep going for much longer. I could have waited a bit longer, but like you say, you can't time the market. Nobody can. Join me now on the extra channel. Once I welcome everybody in there, I will switch over to a playlist that you might enjoy. Hopefully you will. But that's it from me. I'll give you my final thoughts of the day. The Santa rally is taking a bit of a nosedive today, bit of a day off. It's perfectly understandable. We've had a great run so far. People are taking profits. That's up to you. Do you take profit or do you buy more? For me, I buy more. I'm very happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is just remain where I am, do absolutely nothing, and look forward to another bright new year. Join me now on the extra channel. I will be there with you for a while, and then I'll be in the studio for quite a while, but then I'll put a playlist on. That's it from me. If you tune in today, I wish everyone I hope you had a wonderful Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. Wish everybody a great New Year as well. That's just around the corner. Tune in tonight after hours as we do our party. We're going to have a music party on the music channel. The link is below this video, and it's on the homepage of the channel. We'll be there tonight at 4 p.m. Central, right after the closing bell. Join me for our post-Christmas and pre-New Year event, our last Friday of the year. Basically our New Year's Eve party, if you like. So join me for that tonight. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you for the closing bell and then back this evening for the party. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.